stay outside of my outside shoulder and funnel me back inside. But because of this, in this double team, we're going to be able to get upfield very easily, and we have a convoy of blockers. Now, to attack this defense with just a simple inside zone, if they are not hovering one of their linebackers over the center, you are going to have a really easy cutback lane with your running back by just simply IDing the mic in the direction that we are running. We're going to go ahead and look for that cutback between the 0 and 1 hole on the right-hand side, so opposite of where the inside zone goes. So what you guys will see is this guy here, gosh, it's not going to let me. He is going to get blocked down. This guy gets blocked down, and because of that, we're going to follow the butt of our right guard, which opens up a massive hole for us, and we stay off the turbo. There's nothing I can stress more. Guys, if you are on the turbo here, that defensive tackle that's reaching right here,
it's the venue that's had plenty of success down through it since the mid-2010s, as well as a few Lombardi trophies. It's GEHA Field at Arrowhead Stadium in Kansas City. Coming off a contest that looks real good on paper between the Seattle Seahawks and the Kansas City Chiefs. Set to go is the kicker Harrison Butker. And we're underway from Kansas City. This will be a touchback, so we're going to need our first snap to see the first action of this game.
Reception best in this area is the catch for 2 yards. So instead of going, what I want you guys to do is use the untarget feature that you can get in here. Just this little
offense out now to get us started. It's 1st and 10.
We're going to hit Y.
Now Darnold off the play action. And his first pass falls incomplete. No luck connecting with Jackson Smith and Jigba. And it sets up 2nd down.
So,
with a gun, here's Darnold. And he just got it away before the hit, but the pass winds up incomplete. It's going to be 3rd down.
That is a DB's best phrase, pressure. That pressure earned that incompletion. They came in before he could find a target and hit him to alter that last-second attempt to get rid of it.
It's complete. Play made by Cup. And this is going to take him up and across midfield at the opposing 45.
So this safety's kind of causing a little bit of a headache for us right now because execution.
Kenneth Walker gets it for the first time. And he has enough room to get about 4. Offense in the hurry up here.
Wide receiver has a going on block on the board. Instead, exactly how to block this.
From the gun, Darnold.
An
all-around tough play for him. He took a shot on the release, and it definitely affected the throw. It's incomplete.
And this is why scouts talk about a player's closing speed. You know, once he senses the pressure, he's getting rid of that ball. It takes a player who can close quickly to get to him before it's released. And that sure altered the throw.
Down with it on 3rd and short. He's got Smith and Jigba for the catch. And he pushes this down to the 22-yard line. Moving quickly, trying to get set again. Going on first, here's Darnold. Got to him right as he threw it, and it falls to the ground. No luck finding his receiver that time. And now it's 2nd down.
So right here, this looks to be some sort of zone with a single high. So I'm guessing it's going to be.
And again, it's Darnold.
What I'm going to do is.
This is probably the ball off. And he goes out of bounds. That's going to set up 1st and goal.
That's a statement throw right there. A statement throw that lets the opposing defense know it's not just going to be check down Charlie today. They're going to be willing to push the ball.
And he's in for the touchdown. The Seahawks finish up an excellent opening series. Kenneth Walker, the touchdown. Now it's Jason Myers on for the extra point.
Looks like they covered 2.
The point after splits the uprights. And the Seahawks will jump out to a 7-0 lead. Here's Myers now to handle the kickoff.
Never going to the outside zone. That is the way that goes.
Xavier Worthy now on the return. Decent run back is going to end as they bring him down inside the 30.
Let me show you guys the trick. Tiger is an RPO. Zone coverage. You're going to target that seam. When we snap this.
Now Kansas City looks settled in and ready. Here we go. 1st and 10.
And we're going to do that 15 yards. Sometimes
On the gun, it's Hunt.
so
He's going to have this up and across midfield, partner, to the 48. A big play, 23 yards to move those chains.
I can assure you of one thing. That carry just brought some extra work in the opening quarter. You couldn't script that run any better.
One play in, Brock, and this drive is already in enemy territory.
Now let's talk about the problems you guys may face. So the first thing you're going to see.
Oh, what the fuck are you doing?
Good reaction to the RPO. They're going to get to him behind the line.
He specializes in salvaging broken plays out of the backfield, but even he couldn't get anything out of that one, Kate. That defense, they were all over it.
All right, here we go. 2nd down.
So, again, all they're doing, they're going to show this guy right
Off the
outside.
play fake, it's Mahomes.
So
And downfield, he's got it. It's Worthy. And he's going to score. Touchdown, Kansas City. The Chiefs finish up their opening drive. Xavier Worthy, the touchdown.
It's an old adage, but it's a true adage. Speed kills. And gosh, I love that, Kate. Right from the jump, you don't wait to get your playmaker started. Get him the ball early and put a fear of God into this defense.
Extra point by Butker is up and good. And the Chiefs respond with 7 of their own to tie it here early.
If we see him slide over,
So we've got a tie ball game now as they send this away.
looks like I'll pull this guy down in the box. Maybe do something
And he
like
wasn't
this.
chancing a return there, putting it out on the back of the end zone for a touchback.
Something that doesn't really give him up too many issues. Or maybe I'll feel like, what
The Seahawks in good field position to start this drive off as they head up to the line. 1st and 10. Here's Darnold. Well, the pressure nearly got to him, but still a good play defensively as that one falls incomplete.
This is why we hear about closing speed so often when you evaluate players. You know, once he senses the pressure, he's getting rid of that ball. It takes a player who can close quickly to get to him before it's released and alter that throw.
What the fuck are you...
He's going to bring this down to their 35. It's a 30-yard gain, Brock, so unsurprisingly, that gives them a 1st down. Looking quickly here.
If you had the skill of speakers,
Walker on 1st down, and he gets a few on the punch forward.
He'll expect more from himself on those type of plays, but there is nobody that's going to complain about that one. If you can do math, 4 plus 4 plus 4 equals a 1st down.
As you guys can see, there's back to defensive down part. So we're going to snap this and we're going to go outside. So as you guys can see, we have the sweepers then. This is going to get significant.
Throwing here, Darnold. Next on the crosser. He takes it in. Touchdown, Seattle. The Seahawks break the tie here in the 1st. Jackson Smith and Jigba with a touchdown. So, Brock, this offense starting to find its rhythm a bit as they
Like, what
finish
the
things
fuck
with a
are we
touchdown
doing?
there to give them the lead.
And the key word there that you said is finish, because you want to have that mindset, even early in the game, that field goals aren't going to cut it. So that's great work to make sure they finish with 6 points.
That's no good. The veteran mischips one rather surprisingly, and they leave a point after on the table. Now probably still thinking about that missed extra point, partner, but he's got to move past it quick as he gets forward to send this one away. It's for Rashard Smith now with the return. He's got a lane up past the 30. Great vision, gets him across midfield. I don't think they're going to catch him. Touchdown! He takes the kick all the way back for 6. Well, when it's set up perfectly, Brock, and you get an exciting return man back there fielding it, wow, there are not many plays in football more exciting than taking a kick back for 6.
Find those blockers, follow those blockers, and then step on the gas. So simple for me to describe, yet so tough to execute on the field.
After watching one kick get taken back, partner, let's see how well they can replicate it as this one's away. Okay, well, that one's over the 20, the landing zone, and almost everything else we got here today. So that football coming out to our 35-yard line.
Welcome, Nick. Come on in.
Don't be rude.
Heading to the line, the Seahawks in a good spot as they prepare for this 1st and 10.
You can't call me Nick.
Oh, yeah. That's my bad. I'll make sure it's
Darnold looking to throw.
Yes.
So he plays for him to go. The Chiefs take him down.
Sherry's been surprisingly involved. He's been on the side of PTA. Very invested in it.
They will not get another play off. We're at the end of 1. The Chiefs in control so far. Back to Arrowhead in just a moment.
Proud of you.
Yeah, it's pretty, hey, what's up, bud? Hey, so I just want to let you know you don't got to worry about that.
About set for the 2nd quarter. Seahawks football here. They have 2nd down behind the sticks.
They don't work anywhere. Did I miss the show?
Shotgun snap. They'll throw. Catch is made down the right sideline. And it's a nice gain, but still not enough for the 1st. From the gun on 3rd down. Escapes the pocket. And that one hits the deck. No fear from them trying to go deep on 3rd down. You love that. Don't love the fact they couldn't connect. 4th down coming up.
That one really stings, Kate, because you want to convert there and not only keep this drive going for points, but because now you're giving your opponent a chance to go grab that lead before halftime. That's a no-no.
It's everything we want as a field advantage.
Well, it looks like they're going to line up and go for this. 4th and 4. They'll try to throw. It's Darnold. It's caught. Barner. And they crush him right near the marker. Looks close, but yeah, Brock, I think he safely got that 1st down before the hit. To throw. Here's Darnold. Escapes the pocket. And someone stepped in. It's intercepted. And the Chiefs take over after forcing the 1st turnover of this ballgame. Well, we've all seen a lot of QBs make some magical plays rolling to the right. Buying time before throwing it up. But not this time. As the defense steps in front of that one, probably shouldn't have been thrown.
Yeah, discretion, the key in so many of these situations for quarterbacks. Why game management and decision-making is so critical. I love that he escaped the pocket, rolls right, tries to buy time for his guys to help him, but when there is nobody there, you either got to tuck it and run or live to play another day.
He runs this to the 25 before being brought down. They get 20 yards out of the play and move the chains.
Just excellent effort on that catch and a lightning quick transition from bringing that football in to getting vertical. He was not content for a second to end that play where he caught it. Any catch he makes, his intent is to put some serious yards on top of it.
The younger fans think of the Vikings as this perfect team.
Offense getting set. Here's 1st and 10.
Offense plays and I think that interest wasn't like that.
That throw behind his intended target. Travis Kelce, the intended target. And we'll see what they do here on 2nd down. Well, they connected on 3 straight before that throw, Brock. Might not be perfect anymore on this drive, but they are still moving it well.
I don't expect that one to interrupt his progress very long. They're still on a mission this series. He's the one driving it.
Line to Brown. He's within striking distance. Touchdown, Kansas City. The Chiefs parlay the interception into points. It's a Marquise Brown touchdown. So sensational work by the skill man there, Brock. Anytime you can make your quarterback look that good, you know he appreciates it.
That's a quarterback's best friend, no question. But on the other side, gosh, defensively, you got to get that skill player down. Period. End of story. You can't give up that much yards after catch.
Butker on now to kick this one away.
Perhaps the most significant aspect about
and that one bounces through the end zone for a touchback.
The way long time Minnesota head coach Bud Grant prepared his team for winning.
Bud Grant's career was based on the fact that we will make it home on time.
Bud Grant did not allow us to have leaders on the sideline or with runs or any of the foul weapons.
The Seahawks in good field position to start this drive off as they head up to the line. 1st and 10. Play fake, Donald.
What that point was.
Just another first half mistake. He's intercepted again. Nick Bolton has it. And the Chiefs get it back after making their 3rd first half interception.
The Vikings always win and the fans love them enough. Minnesota's in all. And it wasn't always snow in Bloomington. From win or lose or despite the forecast, Vikings fans turned every home game into a party.
There was a great mystique about playing. Fans were...
New set of downs for them. Now starts at the 38.
And they got huge spreads. This wasn't a hot dog and hamburger operation. And they were always ready to invite
the lead. It's Pacheco. And they blow up the opening play of this drive. I love the aggressiveness from this defense. So it'll be 2nd and long coming up. And that is on the other side of our 2-minute warning. It's the Chiefs in front here at Arrowhead.
For a whole new generation of Vikings fans, they too have no idea how important it is. Because following the 1981 season, Minnesota abandoned the match, opting instead for the climate-controlled comfort of the Metro.
On the quick hitter. He has room past the 25. And he's got his guys into the red zone before someone can force him out. It's again at 27 yards to move the chains.
A little bit of multitasking on that catch. Primary focus, as I always say, is you got to catch it first. But out of the corner of his eye, he knew exactly where to go, and he gets a bunch of yak on top of it.
They're going option keeper up 1st and 10. And he will get this to the end zone for a Kansas City touchdown. The Chiefs throw the lead just before halftime. Patrick Mahomes the touchdown. Well, we all knew somebody was running with it there, and when the defender started flowing towards the back, he made the right call that he would be the one to run it in.
Yeah, he sure did. I think if he hands that off, this play does not end in a touchdown, but in a collision for his running back. So not only is that running back thinking his quarterback, the rest of the guys are celebrating for that decision.
Butker on now to kick this one away. And he got all of that one out of the back of the end zone for a touchback.
Pretty impressive. It's a terrible building. Oh, God. But it's conducive to being really noisy.
But the Seahawks enjoyed a big weather advantage.
Heading to the line, the Seahawks in a good spot as they prepare for this 1st and 10.
Number 9, home field advantage of all time. Seattle's West Field.
Not deterred by that pick. He's thrown again. Short pass brought in. And they'll take him down at the 43-yard line. Seahawks in their hurry-up offense. They need to get everyone to the line. Now Darnold. So this one's not going to connect. Knocked away, and that failure to connect, Brock, means it's 3rd down.
That's a throw at this level. So much speed and length, you got to be real careful. Rarely do you find a clean window down the middle. It'd be absolutely perfect, and it wasn't there.
Indoor sound, outdoor building.
Throwing now on 3rd and 2. Look at that power, deep left side. No, they get it yet again. Picked off by Jalen Watson. We have seen this happen before, partner. 3 interceptions.
It keeps all the sound in, all out. And took some little billions and came up with some astronaut guy who went and NASA figured out how to design that stadium to make it loud, and it worked. We didn't go into it with the intention of making it a loud stadium, but things that we did for weather protection, for sightline, and getting fans close to the action contributed to bouncing sound back down on the field.
Our fans are loud, they're excited, they're over-caffeinated.
Seahawks fans are certainly all that, but collectively, they are best known as the 12th man on the field, a distinguished and deserving honor.
It's kind of a civic pride thing for us. We retired number 12 for our fans. It was the first time in NFL history that a jersey with the number 12 on it was dedicated to the fans.
Moving outdoors, the 12th man tradition has become even more celebrated. Just before kickoff at every home game, they raise a 12th man flag, and that only gets the crowd working.
Now, what happens if your team really sucks? I mean, you raise the 12th man flag in half-mast.
Fortunately for Seattle, they haven't had to answer that question. Since moving to our number 9 home field advantage, the Seahawks have won 3/4 of their games at West.
Here at home, the home field advantage really has worked for the Hawks in the past.
One of their most memorable victories came against the Giants in 2005, when the 12th man came ready to play.
Fans are making a lot of noise. Now a flag is out. False start offense number 76.
It was as loud as any game I've ever been around. And so we did have some difficulty, obviously, with some false starts.
In all, New York was tagged for 11 procedure penalties, a feat credited in part to Seattle's most famous fans. We're going to present this to the 12th man.
Hi, I'm Dr. Bob Nicholson, and I'm a historian. I'm here to answer your questions. Historian.
At Arrowhead Stadium here in Kansas City. Straight ahead, we've got a pretty good one on tap here. As it'll be the Dallas Cowboys taking on the defending Super Bowl champions, the Kansas City Chiefs.
Also, the cannibalism that's happening in the Victoria. It is true that mummies were eaten to.
Here's the kicker, Harrison Butker, ready to get this one started. And we are underway from Arrowhead. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line.
Perhaps sometimes in front of an audience that some scientific lecture, but in some instances, rich people would do it as a form of dinner party entertainment, rap languages. But I don't want to give you the impression that people were then kind of rocking up and playing
to the 35 now as they
big
come
fight.
up on first
So
and 10.
it is driven by a genuine fascination for ancient Egyptian history and culture, but also
The first carry now, this is Williams. And whoa, he's going to hope that is not a sign of things to come. A rude welcome to this ballgame. A bad start there, a big loss on their first play from scrimmage. It's second down.
So with bare legs back in Victoria, that was considered poor. Well, yeah. So legs, speed, and ankles were really heavily eroticized. It kind of makes sense. Because at this point, women didn't wear trousers, so even the kind of outline or shape of legs, something that you wouldn't ordinarily see whenever they went in public. By skirts, we tend to move into eroticized
He finds his man complete. It's Ferguson. Pick up a 15 yards there.
Incredibly popular.
And that's going to make it third down and less than a yard.
There's one myth about Victorians. They were so prudish about legs that they would cover up the legs of the tables and pianos as just scandals. This isn't really true. In fact, it's smart. The rumor about Americans.
Well, they would have gotten the conversion if he could hold on. Instead, the drop means it'll be fourth
I don't get the impression that all Victorian Americans
Dropping his first target, but let's face it, it won't be his last chance because he'll get an opportunity to make up for that one throughout this game.
Orgies, gay sex, all manner of kind of role play. So it wasn't all about that. It was definitely a big part of their situation. Historical film class. It's amazing how many times in Victoria survived the assassination.
Back deep for KC, Xavier Worthy.
He actually is behind you.
Taking it about the 16. It'll be 37 yards there on the punt. And It's Chiefs football, 1st and 10.
Alright, Jed, she did survive run-ins with 7 different, each of them she came out of large.
Mahomes will lead the Chiefs up 1st and 10 at their own 18.
Here's
Pacheco to begin the drive. He's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. 2nd and right at a yard. You often say that sort of opens the playbook now, 2nd and short. What do you think, early shot here?
I like where you're going. Obviously, we've been together for a while, but you know me. I want to take that shot early and loosen things up.
Forcing the bullet practice body and fun.
They run with a veteran speedster. It's Kareem Hunt.
It was still
going to be a Chiefs first down as he'll take this up to about the 33-yard line.
So when Fizz gets caught, the jury are not convinced that this season is good.
So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33.
His defense did too good a job at convincing the jury that so he was then
Action,
to
it's
decide
Mahomes.
where he's going to
That's complete. It's Travis Kelce. And he'll be knocked to the turf right there as he gets it up to the 43. They picked up 5 yards last time. Now they double it and get 10
Did
here.
you sit on a chair, riding a carriage while wearing the congregation in the back room? Did you have to be extra aware of your surroundings? Was not to knock stuff forward. Right, well, full disclosure, I've never watched this, but I have spoken to sort of the actors who do.
Just 3 yards on the catch there. He couldn't get away.
Russell was...
And it'll be 2nd down.
I think as he began this throw, you saw that the area was congested, but he has a lot of confidence in his arm, and he fits that one in there nicely to pick up the catch. Not much yardage afterwards.
They're actually much more flexible than you might think, so they bend,
Quick hitter complete. It's Brown. And he's going to have another first down here as the tackle's made at the Cowboys' 40. They give him 14 yards that time and a fresh shutdown.
From their point of view, this game could not be starting out much better because it was put on defense, and now they're moving it crisply on offense.
I like that. Yeah, moving it very, very well. It's like the defense on their heels a little bit. You put a score in here, long way to go, but you're right, that's a heck of a start.
Yeah, and I think this is where the play caller is looking at his play sheet and saying, grab that dagger play, grab that play and just finish them off right now, because I think they'd love to gain that big advantage.
It's a loss of 4 on the first down play.
18-37, ends in 19.
No score after 1 on EA Sports.
And a lot of big changes happened. So in some ways, it doesn't really
Second quarter from KC. It's the Chiefs in possession of the football as they've got it with a 2nd and 14 upcoming.
End of the period, you've got people looking back nostalgic into a simpler time, the 1840s, things changed quickly. Mizarch asks, what are some of your favourite Victorian era technological inventions? Wow, it seems we're filming a big one. Let's look. Well, let me show you actually my favourite This is the deep stereoscopic. You see, with it here, where you have 2 images side by side that look identical, but they're taking the 2 lines to arrive at the see, so the device like this, the stereoscope view, slide the image focus there.
Harrison Butker is on for the extra
point. Into 3D, and in this case, it looks like I'm suddenly immersed in
that. His kick is good to make it 7-0 KC.
Modern virtual reality headsets, these were really popular in the 19th century. They were invented almost as soon as the first cameras. You could buy photographs of children.
Now after the touchdown, here's Butker on to kick it away.
Lots of celebrities. You could even get slightly saucier pornographic. So
and they'll let that one go as it skips through the back of the end zone for a touchback.
She is smoking a cigarette. Deeply scandalous stuff. Classical features.
About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. They'll be looking to match that touchdown from a moment ago. 7-0 is the score as they begin with the first down. And following the sack, they'll look to make amends on a 2nd down and 17. Oh, now some trickery. The spike. They'll be stopped at the 34.
Also, let's
look at this on 7 yards.
One of his playmakers to see if they can make something happen, but he ends up throwing into a crowded area, and after the catch, he isn't able to do much with it.
The threat of a second straight punt to start the game is looming as they come up 3rd and 10.
17 with 18. Get both today's stories.
Out of the gun. Here's Prescott.
So in the second
and
quarter,
it will be
first half,
incomplete.
Those two drives will tell the story of this game, but you absolutely have to like how this defense is playing thus far. They have yet to allow this offense to get on track
as
in
time
this
goes
one.
on, the key invention really transforms this is the telegram. It allows information to be sent all across the world, pushing down telegraph lines in seconds. And the time is
On is the punter, Brian Anger, to kick this one away.
Saber handling is it takes well over a week for that to at which point America's already in crisis. But when President there is a cable running underneath the Atlantic Ocean. In the space of 15 years, we go from America being over a week away to being almost dying. Glad it has. What sort of humour is unacceptable?
The KC offense out of the huddle, ready for their next drive. They've got the 7-0 lead. Now they've got the football back after their defense got the stop, CD. And you get the feeling if they can score here, they really have all the momentum on their side.
You just wonder right now if the quarterback and the play caller totally insist in every mind that, hey, let's keep doing it until they stop us, or do they go to a different section in the playbook, show them something different? Either way, they want a repeat of their first drive.
So Mahomes going to throw. That's into the hands of Williams. And he gets us to the other side of midfield across the 45 before going out.
An ex-teammate used to tell me all the time, I hate experienced quarterbacks because no matter what, you really can't hide what you're doing. And I think that right there, he knew right away where the blitz was coming from, where his primary guy was going to be, and he ended up going to a secondary target for a nice game.
I was just going to ask you, that wasn't the primary target. He's so good at that, isn't he?
I think he knew right away that he wasn't going to get to his primary guy. I think he read that as soon as he got to the line of scrimmage, knew where the pressure was going to come from, and said, I know how to beat that, and that's what he did. I have to give some credit to the defender on that when he read all the keys perfectly and got a great break on the ball and able to force that incompletion.
Which kind of feels very relatable when I was a poor grad student. So
looking to throw is Mahomes. That's caught inside by Moody. 4 yards the gain, and it'll bring up a third down. 2 minutes on the clock, second quarter, 7-0 ball game.
Yes, Irish were.
The line to gain is the 33 on third down.
So yeah, they look comedy. The idea that the Victorians was determinedly serious and downward.
Out left and complete to Thornton. And he will have the Chiefs first down as they're able to get the third down conversion. And defensively, they were in zone coverage there. Do you have to be a little careful? You're losing, playing against a good quarterback like he is, to not play too much zone?
Yeah, you have to be careful about how much time you're giving up. I think it's a good point you just brought up. So maybe if you still want to play zone, you go to a zone blitz game. And you can drop anyone out of your defensive front, defensive end, defensive tackle. It doesn't matter. You just exchange someone to bring more pressure towards the quarterback and still try and cover downfield.
The chicken time to look up before he was planted in the backfield. All that blown up by DeMarvin and Overshown. They'll have to deal with a 2nd and 14 now after the loss.
The media pause.
They go play action. Now Mahomes. That is caught downfield. It's Worthy. And he will reach the 8-yard line before going out. 23 yards, the final tally.
That's the third time on this drive that these two connected with each other. They've got a real rapport going. And right now, it's paying off big chunks of yardage, as shown by that last play.
Chamber of Horrors. So yeah, that's the reason that Jack Nicklaus will be the state. He is not really a creature of flesh and blood, a monster who should have paid. Notice hello. What do you know about the great stink of London?
No!
City of London is many people are losing.
And he will take it across midfield
so people
and down to the 45.
The industry thinks it's pretty good. So you've got people small businesses and
definitely not the ideal time to see that mistake, partner, because this is still a one-possession game, and that's at least a field goal that just vanished with that turnover. Now, pressure's on defensively to prevent that pick from turning into points for the other side.
And the stench of it is absolutely unbearable. I mean, there are stories of people promising as they got too close, but being unable to work in
Following the interception, here's Prescott. Finds Pickens outright.
Was to do.
That's good.
And
Completion there for 7 yards. That'll make it second down.
And his play caller
They
does
live
a
like
nice
1,000
job of giving him an
miles.
easy
They
throw
need
to
to
start
speak
his
to
drive, and he
many
takes
of which
advantage
are
of
still
it. The completion
this one
sets up a manageable second down.
They launched themselves from the field.
Prescott to throw.
Change
Finds his man, complete. It's Ferguson. 14 yards, good for a Cowboy first down.
And that was good protection there. No, that was great protection there because it allowed him to lock in on his receiver. I think he was looking for his tight end on the corner route all the way. Nice connection there for a really nice game.
And that'll do it for the end of the second quarter. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports.
Ali Slope is half Holland. And his stars, this character, Ali Slope, is a kind of odd figure. And every week,
just the one touchdown in that first half. 7-0 our score as we get going in quarter number 3. And a pretty poor kick here. It doesn't make it to the landing zone. And that means he'll move the ball out to the 40-yard line.
And he had an absolutely enormous fan. Hundreds of thousands of people who bought this paper every week.
Good starting field position for them here as they come up 1st and 10 at the 40. They go play fake. Mahomes. And that is incomplete. Now the coverage a little too good there. And it's second down.
He did a fine job there not hitting him before the ball arrived. And I've got to tell you, you can often mistime that play because of the angles of approach. When you're going to get him, sometimes you panic as well and think, I've got to be there right now. Instead, in this case, timed it perfectly and knocked it free.
Third quarter of a tight football game as we come up on a 2nd and 10.
So let's imagine you're in Victoria, London, and you want to go on a night. Maybe you go to a music hall and see a singers, acrobats, performing animals. Maybe you go to Christmas evening, you go to a pleasure garden, drink.
That's going to be caught downfield by Brown.
They turn suspicious for a miniature
inside the 30. That'll go as a pickup of 32 on the catch and run.
You go to an American bar in London where you serve American cocktails, all sorts of opportunities for if you wanted to be entertained,
so from Cowboy territory now, here's 1st and 10 as they got it to the 28-yard line. Here's Mahomes now on the action right. Given 3 on the keeper there, and it is second down.
Anytime you decide to use your quarterback as a runner, most of the time when you design a play, you're expected to break a little bit bigger than this one because when you run him on short gains, the risk reward and him taking hits, I'm not sure that's the payoff they were looking for.
You want to watch Pro? Yes, it's right. This video has been used to prove things. They included we actually still use them also.
He continues to deliver a first down here. He had 4 catches in the first half, and this one number 5.
They did use hot water, just like we would today. And in fact, cleanliness was really important.
Here's Mahomes to throw. It's complete on the screen. That's Brown. So the completion was also in 9 yards. And that'll give him a short yardage situation here for second down.
Why is homelessness, child rape so rampant?
Throwing now is Mahomes. He's going to leave this for his running back. It's complete. And he is going to lose yardage here. They go backwards there 2 yards, and 2nd and 1 is now 3rd and 3.
Fast forwards, there was a much more mixed picture. They could be like the winds changed. So in the 1840s, that's
Mahomes to throw once more. Quick hitch, complete. It's Brown. And the Chiefs are going to have 1st and goal as they try to finish off this drive with 6 points.
One of the reasons is that you don't really have welfare stakes.
Because it's a real teamwork play. Because guess what? The guy catching the ball, he'll get all the credit, but all the other people have to block in front of him, either fellow receivers or offensive linemen. That makes that play a really nice timing.
He's going to go down just outside the 5, right around the 6-yard line. Credit sack to
He was really on a mission to expose
there's still time to rectify this situation because the silver lining, they took a sack on 1st and goal, but that close to the goal line, it still definitely hurts.
Victoria asks, did you know that Victorians invented the vibrator? It was for doctors to use on female patients to put whoever
Second and goal from the 6 this time.
So this is one of the most enduring hits at Victorians. So they did invent electric vibrators, but they were marketed almost exclusively at the time.
Play action. Now it's Mahomes. This is caught.
That's not to say you bring Victorian pornography, you never see a vibration, and they have loads of stories about it. I think if people were using
and the Chiefs are able to extend their lead in the final seconds of this third quarter.
The idea that doctors were...
That seemed pretty ideal there for the offense, Charles. You take a little bit of time off the clock here in the third quarter, decent late drive, and you pad your lead as well at the end of it.
And what it does is lets you feel like you're in control of this game even more so than a 2-touchdown lead, right? Because you've taken that time off, as you noted, which means they couldn't get you off the field. You ran your playbook the way you wanted to, and you give your defense some rest. What a big-time drive in that situation.
So that's a good Victorians. What was everyday life like?
Now after the touchdown, here's Rucker on to kick it away.
Well, it would really depend. So
that'll be a little too hot to handle as it will skip through the end zone for a touchback here.
And at the end of your teenage years, you might be expecting
the Dallas offense here set to begin the drive. They make their second half debut here. Things are looking a little bit tougher now. You give up the points there, Charles, that touchdown drive on the other side. So now it's a 2-score game here. Got to be careful.
So they certainly do. This is those guys just looked in each other's eyes and realized what they've got to get done. That's how now they're more charged up because they'll get some kind of points here. Next drive, that can make this a 3-possession game.
Anybody recommend moves that take place in Victoria?
As they come to the line, they will not be able to get off another play as time has run out on this third quarter.
Whenever historians
You're watching the NFL on EA Sports.
They do wrong. But let me give you some examples out. To the live show. Actually, I really recommend a TV series called Ripper Street that came out years ago. It's not just about Jack the Ripper, but about the police and Whitechapel in that era. It's kind of like a fun version.
Now a first down carry, it's Williams. And that one blown up quickly. As he's going to be stopped before it can even get started. That play blown up on a really nice effort by Jerry Tillery. So a step in the wrong direction. Now they'll look to make amends on 2nd and 14. To throw is Prescott. Now his hands quickly to CeeDee Lamb. And that'll be good for 8 yards to the 45.
That was a nicely run slant route, and what the receiver's trying to do is make the defender think he's going upfield for a deeper route, and then breaks it off, usually after about 3 to 4 steps, and cuts towards the middle of the field, and now what he's trying to do.
Looking right side, and it's intercepted. Trent McDuffie with a pick. And they finally put an end to this return, but not before he's all the way down to the 37. So that changes things. You get the interception, and then to boot, a good return tacked on.
And really, it was down to him versus the quarterback on the return, and that's one you would think the defender would win. But a nice job there of seeing the play all the way to the end and making the tackle by the QB.
On 1st and 10, here's Pacheco.
It's hard. He's looked like this with a 9-6. He just didn't get headlines on the like that.
23 yards on the pickup there, and a first. Got to figure now, after getting that turnover, they're just going to be happy to keep the ball on the ground, right?
This is where taking care of the ball, all the ball security terms have ever been used, they come into play for the guys on offense right now. Just take care of it, and they've got a good chance of ending up winning this game.
This is true. So they're really attempts to try and
on first down, they go back to Pacheco. And now they're inside the 10 as he's brought down at the 9.
Just beyond
Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be 2nd down. 2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. So the Chiefs in possession of the ball as we welcome you back from the 9, 2nd and 5. And the scoreboard on their side, they're just looking to melt away these final couple of minutes and put this one in the left-hand column. And the Chiefs are going to be set up with a 1st and goal on a pass play that moves them all the way down to the 1. They like going to him in the slot. He catches another one.
I think this comes under the heading of, until they stop him, why not go back to it? He has something going really well. Great working relationship with the guy throwing the ball, and they keep making the connection.
Pacheco. Yeah, he's got the line of scrimmage and taken down. Only a yard that time, 2nd and goal.
All of a sudden, those lanes over there earlier in the drive dry up near the goal line. That's a good job defensively to diagnose the run and stop it for a very short pickup.
Once more, it's Pacheco. And he takes it into the end zone across the chalk. There is a flag down. But I think that's offsides on the defense.
Yeah, I think that's going to stand, partner.
Looks like a much jollier time just texting and social network. Reporting in the Victorian era would really depend on your social circles. But if you're middle class, you might be introduced to someone who your friends and family. You might go along to the house of a woman you admire to pitch you to her and try and sort of convince her to marry you. Who's to do it in full view of her family? You would maybe be sitting in the living room with you, kind of watching all this happen. You'd maybe be hoping off to go upstairs.
Now Mahomes to the line as the Chiefs are going to go for the 2-point try. Mahomes will throw for it. This is going to be close. So add 2 more to the lead as they continue to pour it on here in the 4th.
Something called a matrimonial contract. So I remember when I found a man who was promising to whisk away his new bride to his tea plantation in India, and his only criteria for it.
Now after the touchdown, here's Butker on to kick it away.
Exchange photographs with each other, decided to like the look of each other, exchange a few letters as well.
And this was definitely not in the landing zone. In fact, it's over the back line. So this is going to come out to the 35.
Let me show you an example. So here we go.
About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. And let's face it, this drive is not going to have any bearing on this game, but it's kind of important for one reason, isn't it?
It certainly is. You got to get points. And okay, all right, I'm being facetious here, but you get points, you feel a little bit better about yourself as you move on to the next one. Even with such a big lead late, the effort hasn't lapsed one bit. If the offense wants to score some points in this one, they're going to have to earn it. These guys are not giving up anything.
Pickens on the slant. That'll leave them with a 3rd and 2 coming up. They got 8 yards there. Now the Cowboys going to burn the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 25 ticks remaining on the clock. They need 2. Here's 3rd down. Here's Prescott. Had his hands on it, couldn't bring it in. Pretty symptomatic of how this game's been going.
I thought he had that one, and that was nearly a big 3rd down conversion to give this drive some life. Instead, they're on the spot, and they'll separate the receiver from the ball.
Say, I've got the balls.
No choice but to go. Here's 4th down now.
All these sausages were known as bags of mystery.
Desperation time. Prescott on
probably a little bit too close to
it's incomplete. They could not convert. And they turn it over. They had to go for it with such little time remaining. And the Chiefs will have the football back in excellent field position.
Say the word skedaddle in the United States. There's a great online video.
The defense can stop it twice more as they take a knee here. So this one in the win column for Kansas City. And this was truly a...
She's talking here about Victorian hat pins. And Victorian women had all sorts of really elaborate hats that they would buy. And they weren't the kind of things that would always kind of rest comfortably on your head. So you needed to pin them in place. But a hat pin could also be used for other things. So in the Victorian period, street harassment was a real problem for women. They would often be approached by men, and many Victorian women simply wouldn't even go out alone without a chaperone. But for those that did find themselves in public and needed a way to defend themselves, well, a sharp hat pin was a handy weapon, the kind of thing that you would always have on you, and that if a man was pressing his advances a little bit too enthusiastically, or just outright going to potentially assault you, then a jab with a hat pin, it's almost like carrying your own little dagger. So yeah, this was a way that Victorian women could protect themselves when they were out and about, perhaps left alone in a train carriage with a dodgy bloke. Wernstrom asks, when did it become clear to the world that America would become a superpower? Is it only after World War II? No, it happened way before, and you can trace the roots of it right into the Victorian era. So by the 1870s, they already knew that the United States was becoming more powerful economically. So yeah, the Victorians were aware that their time, at the top of the tree would probably come to an end and that America would want to take their place. This is also a time when American culture was becoming incredibly popular in Victorian Britain. So you have guys like Buffalo Bill, a performing cowboy, bringing his Wild West show to Britain, at which point Victorians fall in love with the idea of being a cowboy and living out in the Wild West. You've got writers like Mark Twain, who became household names. You've got inventors like Edison promising new technologies that are going to transform people's lives. So America was really associated with the future, with the new, and lots of Victorians absolutely loved that. So more than half a century before Hollywood movies come in and show that kind of glamorous side to American life, the Victorians were already fascinated with life on the other side of the Atlantic. Ian Sutherland says, I just read a book on Victorian forensics, and now I'm as clever as Sherlock Holmes. Like, at least as clever. You know what, lots of Victorians thought this too. I think one of the things that made Sherlock Holmes so successful and relatable is that, in one sense, he's basically a superhero, right? A kind of mega brain who will unravel any mystery and cure the city's problems. But on the other hand, he makes it seem as if anyone could do it, as if it's all just a product of reason, rational thinking, that there is a system that you could use to apply this kind of logic. And Victorians absolutely loved it. Yeah, you're not alone at thinking you could be like Sherlock Holmes. I think that's part of the joy of the character. Spearblade asks, what were human and women's rights like in the Victorian era? In many respects, women did not enjoy the same legal rights as men. Victorian women, in some ways, were treated almost like children. Certainly married women didn't have any property of their own.
Oh, yes. Okay, that's my type. Never mind.
By their husband, at least in a legal sense. And the most famous example, of course, is that they couldn't vote. But they also have fewer rights over custody of children in the event of a divorce. You could go on. And all of this, of course, when there was a queen on the throne. And we might perhaps imagine that things would change for them. But even though Victoria was the head of state and a powerful figure, she wasn't really a feminist. She was very much more a traditionalist. She wasn't leading the charge for changes in women's lives. Janae asks, why was openly showing feelings frowned upon in the Victorian era? I think it partly comes from the images we get of Victorians in photography, but of course they had to keep incredibly still in order to get a clear image from the camera. And it does kind of make them look rather sort of dour and emotionless. Having said that, though, there is definitely some truth to that idea that, particularly among the middle classes, to be in control of your feelings was a marker of respectability. But I don't want to give you the impression that all Victorians were like emotionless robots. Of course, they laughed, they cried, they fell in love, they felt the full gamut of emotions. And while they might not have put them on display publicly, they did absolutely have a full emotional experience. They were humans, just like they are. Well, that's everything for today. I hope you learned some new things about the 19th century. Thanks for watching Victorian England Support. Reddit.
This is everything you guys need to know about the Theme Team Surge Motivator Chemistry Boost in Madden 26 Ultimate Team. If you don't know, there are 4 different Motivator Chemistry Boosts we have tied into Theme Team Surge. We have Offense, Defense, Hybrid, and Surge. In my personal opinion, the Surge one is by far the best. And the way these boosts are going to work are a little bit different from anything else we have in the actual game. Right now, I'm currently on 92 overall to Corey Krosky-Merritt, also known as Phil. He is the Washington Commanders Week 1 Theme Team Surge player. All of the 92 overall champions for that specific team has that specific team's Theme Team Surge Chemistry Boost. And like I said, we have 4 different ones. And so you guys are going to see here as I click on through, we have Offense, Defense, Hybrid, and Surge. In my personal opinion, the one you guys should use is going to be the Surge Boost. It's just by far the best one. It has the best boost. It's the most consistent. And I mean, they're all relatively easy to activate.
Holy
but I just
crap,
think the Surge one giving you multiple speed boosts, it is exactly what you want. And you're going to see right here on my Corey Krosky-Merritt card, I actually have ×3 activated on this boost, which means I currently am at tier 1. I have ×2 activated because of this Corey Krosky-Merritt card, and then there are other players in the Theme Team Surge promo that have all Team Chems and all Team Chems Motivator Boost. It's your welcome item player, your online event players, and your CPU event players. Besides that, none of the other out of positions have the Motivator Chems. It's just the 92s for their specific teams, and then the welcome items, CPU, and online event players have all Team Chems and all motivator camps. You guys can see right here, for me, I'm ×2 off Ja'Cory Cross-Merit. But if we go over here on my team, you're going to see I'm 3 out of 6. That is because I have Anthony Munoz out there. Now, you're going to say I'm at Tier 1, but I can relatively easily get up to Tier 2 once I get whatever the new Theme Team Surge player is for the Commanders for Part 2. And then once we get to Part 3, I can fully max out my boost and get up to 6 out of 6 components. The 92s offer up ×2, while the other players that have the we'll just say Motivator Team Chem boost offer up only up ×1. So that's how I kind of get to 3 out of 6, essentially by having all 3 of the 92 overall team, I will just say, Surge champions for your specific theme team. You can get up to 6 out of 6 Surge chemistry relatively easily. It's up in the air on what it's supposed to boost, if it's just Surge cards or your entire theme team. I'm fairly positive it's boosting your entire theme team right now for that specific team, so I'm getting an additional +1 speed to all of my commander players, which, if you ask me, is pretty cool and definitely something you guys should be capitalizing on. This is everything you guys need to know about the Theme Team Surge Motivator Chemistry Boost in Madden 26 Ultimate Team. If you don't know, there are 4 different Motivator Chemistry Boosts we have tied into Theme Team Surge. We have Offense, Defense, Hybrid, and Surge. In my personal opinion, the Surge one is by far the best. And the way these boosts are going to work are a little bit different from anything else we have in the actual game. Right now, I'm currently on 92 overall Ja'Cory Cross-Merit, also known as Bill. He is the Washington Commanders Week 1 Theme Team Surge player. All of the 92 overall champions for that specific team has that specific team's Theme Team Surge Chemistry boost. And like I said, we have 4 different ones. And so you guys are going to see here as I click on through, we have Offense, Defense, Hybrid, and Surge. In my personal opinion, the one you guys should use is going to be the Surge boost. It's just by far the best one. It has the best boost. It's the most consistent. And I mean, they're all relatively easy to activate, but I just think the Surge one giving you multiple speed boosts, it is exactly what you want. And you're going to see right here on my Ja'Cory Cross-Merit card, I actually have ×3 activated on this boost, which means I currently am at Tier 1. I have ×2 activated because of the Ja'Cory Cross-Merit card, and then there are other players in the Theme Team Surge promo that have all Team Chems and all Team Chems Motivator boost. It's your welcome item player, your online event players, and your CPU event players. Besides that, none of the other out of positions have the Motivator Chems. It's just the greatest Yankees of all time via Fox Sports. Let's start off with Babe Ruth. He would be right at number 1. And then Lou Gehrig should be right behind him. He is. He's number 2. Give me Mickey Mantle. Number 3. This is a list of some dudes. Let's put it like that. There are going to be some snubs on here. Like, I can't imagine A-Rod's going to be on here, but he's still pretty great. He's number 8. Alex Rodriguez. Oh, I think that's an upset a little bit. He made the list. Now, you could argue the best years of his career were elsewhere, but he's on here. He did win a ring there. Speaking of rings, how about Mr. 10 Rings Yogi Berra? Yeah, he's number 6. He's got to be on here. And then Joe DiMaggio. Jolton Joe, number 4. By the way, guys, if you like this baseball trivia content, make sure to smash that follow button. Is Aaron Judge on here yet? Yeah, he is. He is right at number 10. I'm trying to find the cutoff line for this. Someone like Mark Teixeira would not make this list. No, he's not on here. Top 10 of all time? No, so you're going to say Derek Jeter is on here. Yeah, the captain's number 5. What about Bernie Williams? He just missed. He was an honorable mention. So Thurman Munson, Bernie Williams, Phil Rizzuto, Bill Dickey, Roger Maris, and Whitey Ford were all honorable mentions. Roger Maris is an honorable mention. I mean, when you compare Roger Maris to the other Yankee greats, he had a huge year, but it wasn't a prolonged career of greatness. What else am I missing? Oh, Mariano Rivera. Number 7, Mariano Rivera. Do I think he should have been the first unanimous Hall of Famer ever? No, but should he be a top 10 Yankee? Yes. You only need one more. This guy's pretty good. There's been a lot of pretty good Yankees. Am I missing like a historic Yankee? Yeah, I mean, we're not talking the Stone Age, but pretty good. Certainly a Hall of Famer. Certainly had some theatrics and heroics. Reggie Jackson? There it is. Number 9, Mr. October. What a stacked list. Must be nice. Guess the greatest Yankees of all time via Fox Sports. Let's start off with Babe Ruth. He would be right at number 1. And then Lou Gehrig should be right behind him. He is. He's number 2. Give me Mickey Mantle.